And in this video, we're gonna talk about procrastination. Why are we doing it? What's up? Like, what are the reasons for a human being to procrastinate something that they actually want to be doing? What's like the consequence of that? And also a few strategies on how to deal with this. So, let's jump right in. Procrastination is like a weird paradox thing because it mixes a state of non-decision with inevitably deciding against something. So we know that we want to be doing something. We know that we want to make a decision, have to make a decision, get something done, create something. I don't know, write a paper, work out. I want to learn an instrument, I want to learn a new language, I want to do this, that, whatever it is. We can procrastinate in literally every single area of our lives. Also, when it comes to love life, when it comes to mental health, self-improvement, when it comes to affirming, doing the inner work, so that we can become a powerful creator of our own reality, right? There are a lot of things that we are pushing in front of us. There are a lot of things that we are like pushing to, oh, you know what, I'm gonna stop tomorrow, or like maybe the day after, or like next week, or maybe next month, something like that. You know what I'm talking about. I've been guilty of it. I'm still guilty of doing this every now and then. And I know that literally every single person that will ever watch this video is guilty of doing that. And it's fine. It's okay. We need to understand why we're doing this. And the main reason for why we are procrastinating is that we're simply overwhelmed. It's the same enemy. It's the main problem of the human condition, or the condition of being a human being. It's the freaking fear. We are afraid of making those decisions, of taking the action, because we are simply not used to it, and we are a little bit afraid that it's all gonna blow up in our face, right? If it comes to business accomplishments or whatnot, we are just not used to taking, I don't know, maybe an hour away from every single day and then doing something that could potentially propel our success and our income and our lifestyle into the direction that we actually want to be living. But since we're not used to it, and since those things always include some kind of risk taking for us, we are just simply afraid that we are not gonna be able to maintain it, that we're not gonna be good enough, that we get some negative pushback, that we're gonna get criticized, that it's gonna have some really nasty consequences for our self-esteem. There's this weird thing that humans are doing that I have yet to see in any other species. We are so connected to our dreams, and we enjoy the idea of said dreams so much so that we are afraid of actually pulling the dream into our reality. We are afraid of making it a reality because we're afraid that what if the dream's not as pleasant as it was in my little imagination bubble, right? This happens really often to people. They would rather stay in their little dream fantasy imagination bubble than to risk it actually becoming something tangible. And then there's also a laziness aspect and a factor of like, oh shit, I didn't expect this to be so hard and to require so much effort on my side, because we're not used to something, right? The reality of things is often different than what we have imagined it to be. That is just normal. The physical motion, the act, the taken action is way different from what we have expected in our mind. And then there is contrast, there is a clash. And it's actually supposed to be in a way where we learn this, we overcome this, we get stronger, we become less sensitive, and then we master something, right? And then new doors are opening because now we have a new skill, and I mean, we can go into different other directions. If you're having like a business idea and you want to work on your business, but you also have children and a husband and a household, and you have your 9-to-5 normal everyday job, and you are not used to making room for yourself because you're a mother and a wife and whatever your job description tells you that you are, and you have so many other things, you are not used to making room for this. And the first couple of times where you like sit down on your ass to work on your own ideas, work on your creativity, start investing into your own business idea, it's gonna feel like shit because you're exhausted, because your body is literally not used to this. And we are meant to grow and expand by overcoming that, right? But then we are again also connected to the fears of what if it's not working and blah, blah, blah. We are very good at talking ourselves out of something that we want because we are seeing only our limitations. Now, here's the paradox thing about procrastination. When we are procrastinating something, it actually doesn't matter if it's procrastinating because of the fear of not succeeding, or we are procrastinating something because we just really don't fucking want to do it. But then we know we have to because, again, consequences. The funny thing is that we are essentially in a state of indecision. We have not decided to do it or ditch it, so we are indecisive. But while we are in the state of indecision, we essentially have decided to be stuck. So there is this decision that is the natural consequence that is made for us by us not making the decision. You probably heard about these sayings and things in relationship situations. Not making a decision is also making a decision, not saying yes or no essentially is saying no to it, but it's not really saying no. It's just, it keeps you stuck in a embodiment, in a state of being, in a mental state of being torn, being tortured, feeling like shit, and yet inevitably deciding that it's not going to happen. So you keep pushing it and you keep hating yourself for pushing it, or you keep hating the thing that you need to do. But then you're also looking at all of your fears. You're looking at the other possible consequences of what if I don't do this, then this is going to happen. But what if I do it and it's not working? And essentially, procrastination is the purest form of self-torture next to overthinking. And they usually even go hand in hand. What I want you to know is that procrastination is very normal, okay? You don't have to freak out here or anything. A big reason for why we are procrastinating things like a crazy person is that we are thinking, believing that it takes a huge amount of action in order to create a huge thing, like a big ass outcome. And this is just not completely true. So we are essentially overwhelming ourselves by being afraid of the amount of work it's gonna take, while we are in a position of not even being capable of judging just how much action or effort it's gonna take. So we are creating stupid assumptions that do not serve us. The idea that if I want to go from my 9 to 5 being married, being a mother, having a lazy ass husband, whatever situation, lifestyle, to boss bitch, owning my own business lifestyle, being financially free, doing whatever I want, only working for my own ass, there is such a clash there. If I want to make this clash, I see all of the things currently that I do not have, that this other person needs to have, that are lacking, and I'm focusing on that, and then I get overwhelmed. The number one thing that I can give you that helps you with the entire procrastination is just ask yourself, why? Why am I doing this? Like, why? Like subconscious mind, conscious mind, inner self, whatever the fuck wants to speak here, right? Why do we procrastinate? What are we so afraid of? Becoming aware of these things, really asking yourself these questions and then writing this down and seeing it in front of you and be like, oh, gives you the opportunity to make a decision of whether this is legit or not. If your reasons for not doing this are indeed legit, you will lose resistance towards that what you are doing or not doing. Because you lose this wobbly doubt feeling because you have decided that, oh no, that's actually totally legit. I'm not ready to do this right now, so I'm not gonna go do this, period. End of story, end of pressure, end of procrastination. If you, however, see that those are bullshit reasons and you're just defending your limitations out of habit or out of fear or God knows what, other stupid shit is going on there, then you can actively decide that this is irrelevant and I am stronger than this and I will do it regardless. So either ways, you will have made the decision and the procrastination stops right there and then, right? And then when you do decide to pursue your thing, to actually do it, to actually do the thing that you wanted to be doing, right? Take it in small steps, okay? The key to overcoming procrastination is baby steps. It is tiny little mini nano steps in the right direction. So if you think that you are capable of working for 2 hours every single day on your business idea, on your fitness, on whatever goal it is that you have, right? Break these 2 hours down into 15-minute sessions and work on whatever it is that you want for 15 minutes. And that's it. The next day you do it again for 15 minutes. If you think you have only 15 minutes a day that you can invest into something new, into a new habit, into the thing that you want to create every single day, then you break it down in 5-minute sections, okay? You start small, you start in tiny little things. And here's one important thing though. When you are doing something for 5 minutes only and you set yourself the time frame of I'm gonna be doing this for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, right? Do not go overboard. Set yourself a timer, an alarm that goes off after the X amount of minutes that you give yourself, that you have set up for yourself, and then really stop doing it. It is very important that you do not go overboard. I know once we do get in the flow, we realize, oh, this is actually easy, and then we have a tendency to go overboard and neglect other aspects, and it's very hard to incorporate something where we once go massively overboard into or as a habit into our everyday lives. Make the habit as small as possible. Use only a little bit of time. And only expand that period of time once the small amount of time has become a habit. At the end of a few weeks, you should have reached your ideal time frame. This ideal time frame might be a little less or a little bit more than what you have thought initially. That is fine, that is normal. If you go at it in those small baby steps, and with the right mindset, where you just focus on the stuff that you want and why you want it and you just go for it, right? You don't necessarily need motivation. You don't necessarily need anything extra. It becomes something as mundane as brushing your teeth every day, right? This is where we want to get with these things. Another plus is that you do not power yourself out, you do not burn out, you do not overwork yourself, you do not spiral down, you don't trigger any harsh negative things in your brain, any weird ass reaction, nothing, right? You just like take your time and really build the foundation of a new habit. And by doing this, you will find your own sweet spot and it's gonna be easy for you. And therefore, you're gonna have less resistance and therefore your thing's gonna happen a little bit faster. And you're gonna see results quicker. And you just ease into this new identity step by step by step. And that's it. It's really easy. It's really not that big of a deal. And that's it. That's my video on procrastination. See you next week. Bye.